for both of you, in terms of your podcast, like, what do you think was the best creative tip that you got that kind of like spearheaded you in the right direction, or at least what you perceive to be the right direction?
You go first. I know mine, but
oh yeah, when Janice told me that we need more hoes.
I mean, that's the answer to everything, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that solves most problems.
I think I was there for that.
You were there for that, Christian. She literally told us, she was like, I love this. You need more hoes. That day, everything was born right there.
That's it.
There it goes.
That was what kicked off the next evolution.
That was the best advice I ever got in my creative space is I need more hoes. And you're like, you know what? Hoes do make everything better. Like everything. Like, I mean, they fuck shit up too, but...
Yo, you lit up like a kid on Halloween. Right. It's so true, though.
I mean, I'm serious. So make everything better. But how about you, Chris?
So when I was out in California in 2012, a little bit of content. I can't just give like a straight answer. I need to give like a whole story. Like brevity isn't one of my strengths. So, excuse me, I just moved back to LA and the future of the other show. So the show I did with, for everybody, because it's out there. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts. The only podcast that matters, the show I did for years with Jack, Ryan, and Andrew. I'd gone out to California because that future was uncertain with that show, and I was kind of pursuing my other stuff because I said, well, there's a lot of reasons. But anyway, I was out in California, not knowing what direction I was going to go in, but still hoping that the guys were going to be able to maintain without me around. Okay. Because I was only going to be out there for the fall. It's coming up on 10 years. It was September 2012, and I knew it was going to be back by Christmas. So it was just for a few months. Anyway, I am at... I don't know if I'm remembering this right or not. I think it was a coffee shop in Toluca Lake. I want to say it was, and I'm drawing a blank on the name. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, bumped into Adam Carolla, who at that point was about 3 years deep into doing his podcast on his own. You know, his radio contract was not renewed, you know, station change format. So he literally just finished his last radio show Friday, kicked off a podcast Monday, and had to just figure it out from there. And I kind of just, you know, introduced myself and just kind of asked him for advice. And he said, be consistent with putting out your show, you know, make sure it's quality, and the audience will find you.
Gotcha.
And I was like, yeah, awesome. I mean, it was great to hear that because I knew like consistency and, you know, those guys, one of the points of frustration was like, we do this every week. I'm like, right, we're building. We have to do this every week. We can't just do it when we feel like it because shit doesn't happen if you just, if you feel like. In life, by the way, there's some life advice. Fuck your feelings. I mean, you can't just wait till like, I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. Nothing happens. You have to just do it. Because you're not going to feel like doing a lot of shit in life, and you just need to get through it because you're going to feel better through action. You're not going to feel better through like laying in bed and, you know, just scrolling through social media or something like that. Like you have to do it even if you don't feel like it.
Laying in bed, scrolling through social media definitely 100% makes you feel worse.
Totally. I mean, look how everybody felt during lockdown. It's the same thing. Everybody just felt like gross and lazy. You know, it's like trying to get comfortable because everything was uncertain. But it's like you got to be productive.
And then once you... with that lazy mindset, when you're laying down and just scroll through social media, in my experience, it then leads to the next worst thing, which is comparison.
Yeah,
because comparison. I don't know if you guys know this quote, but comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes,
and it's so true because for the longest time, I would look at like where I was at in terms of my career, whether or not it was through podcasting or filmmaking, whatever. And then I'd see someone I knew who was doing something else in a similar field. And I'd be like, am I not working hard enough? Am I just doing it differently? And like, once you get to that comparison stage, it's like, it's nearly end all be all. But then it's like trying to get out of that is just, it's a whole other fucking
It's tough, yeah. Well, it's also the idea of, and this is something that made logical sense to me when I was younger, but makes more sense, you know, the older I get. Because, you know, like I'm closing in on 41. I have a lot of stuff I want to do that I'm going to do, but what, are you surprised by that?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't mean to hit you with like the Kevin Hart, Don Cheadle moment.
It's like,
there.
damn! That really was, that's exactly what that was like. Woo!
Sha's like, I guess white don't crack.
I mean, I haven't cracked that much, have I? No? Maybe. It's all internal, though. Trust me, the brain.
It's all internal. Keep drinking shit like liquid death. It won't be long.
I got to hydrate this brain.
Drinking canned water.